Hi everyone and welcome to Homerino Collectibles, and today I have this huge ass box on my lap, and with a bit of magic, we now have a Razor Crest. Look at this beast! So this is the Haslab Vintage Collection Black Series Razor Crest. This thing actually went live in 2020. I think mine was done in November 2020, and then obviously COVID hit after that in 2021. It was delayed. And here we finally have it. Now, just so you know, this thing went up for £350. I checked earlier, and on eBay, I've already seen ones going for over 1,200. I don't know if they've actually sold, and there are a few that are a little bit lower than that, but yeah, more than 3 times the price. And I understand it. You can't get this thing. If you backed it before, you could pick it up, and now you're seeing this, you might really want it. The secondary market is the only way to get these now. They're not in mass retail. I can't wait to open this thing up, and just seeing a lot of the stuff that's included on the box here is awesome. I'll show you as best as I can without my lights shining in the way, but also this thing is huge and I don't have a lot of room around me. And I have to say, the Vintage Collection has some beautiful box arts, obviously looking like older Kenner stuff. And this thing does actually have Kenner logos on the box, but it obviously also has Disney and Hasbro and Haslab on there as well, so you can't get it mixed up for something old. Plus, Kenner obviously isn't making stuff right now, so it's obviously not going to have come from the 80s or 90s or something. But on the back of the box we have this white design, and we have a similar thing on the sides as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what's inside this thing. Obviously the main review is going to be on the desk. There is no way that I could have fit this thing on there. So I just took the polystyrene inner box out of the bigger box, and as you can see, we have some holes on the outside of the polystyrene which actually contain some of the pieces for the ship, and the base is on the other side. Then I'm going to cut the tape that's around the center, open it up, and get everything out from the middle. So it looks like we have some landing legs here as well, which, if the landing legs are this big, whoo, this thing's going to be a beast. Cut that tape right there. Ooh, nice. So we have some more base pieces, some more people pieces. We have our little Mando right here. We got a couple of cannons. We have an off-world Jawa Arvala 7. I guess that is the planet. So then we have the Jawa. And in this card, opening this up, is Grogu, the Razor Crest version of Grogu, and wow. His little cradle is actually like all chromed out there. That looks so cool. He's got a little bit of food. That is awesome. There we have the back of the card. Wow. That looks so good. All the little parts and pieces, a ton of weapons and pouches and stuff. I'll show everything on the desk. So, yeah, I'm actually going to do the majority of the review here, showing everything, connecting to it and stuff. We will maybe show it on the desk a little bit right at the very end or something, but there's not a lot of space, so I'll show you everything over here. But here we have the main fuselage. It sounds like there's something loose inside, but it's actually just the hangers that hold the carbon freezing thingy-bobs, all those frozen bounties. So yeah, there is the main part of the ship. So here we have some wings right here. I mean, look at these things. Wow. That looks so cool. So we've got nice translucent orange in the engine there, and then a little bit right here. And then we have the connections. Reminds me very much of my clone gunship toys. We also have a couple of segments on this that can actually open up, which is pretty cool. So there's one, revealing some detail there. Just slot this piece back on. and then there's another one, looks like it's this. So we got, it's very easy to see. It blends in very well, but it is kind of easy to see where you're supposed to grab these things and lift them up from. And there we have the inside of that engine bay right there. We just have some nice, let me hold it properly. It just gives some really nice detail, or you could have a kind of battle damage sort of look. So let's go ahead and clip this back on in, because I definitely do prefer the look of it all nice and together, and I don't really want to be losing parts either, so that's a main thing here as well. So obviously we have screws on here. The screws are obviously going to go down. So this one right here is going to be the right hand side engine, so the side that is facing you, and we're just going to go ahead and plug that in. Which went in nice and easy, so let's get the other side done. Yeah. 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 Whew. She getting there. I apologise, this isn't quite on camera, but I can show you anyway. So in general, without the landing gear, that is a complete Razor Crest. So now it has the cannons on the front and the giant engines that almost smack me in the back of the head. This thing looks awesome. We have really nice paint detail, and actually you can definitely tell that it has actually been hand painted as well. So we have these, we have some lighter colours on here, like a kind of off-white, which also have been gone over with some dry brushing to make them look a bit dirty. The whole thing is a nice shiny silver, but then obviously it's had washes and paint gone over it. So it's definitely a war-torn, weathered looking ship, and I love it. I love that it's still got that shine, but it's also very much still been through a hell of a lot. I love the cockpit design of this. I mean, the clone gunships are some of my favorite transports in Star Wars, so this having very much a clone gunship LAAT vibe, I love. If we look at the back of this ship right now, you can see the orange my favorite color, by the way, in those engines and that whole rear tail section there. If we look at the underside of the ship as well, you can see just as much detail. Awesome. Let's go ahead and see how the landing gear goes onto this thing. So front landing gear, we have a flap that comes down here, slides down and reveals that. And the rear landing gear have some flaps that open up on both sides, and they go in there. But there's the front landing gear, and there is one of the rear landing gears. There is another flap on the side that you have to open to get those in, but I am going to keep them out just for the ease of actually opening all the flaps and handling this thing, but also because I'm going to put it on its stand later as well. So there's also some panels on the side of the ship. As you can see, I just took one off from right there, and there's a couple more that go along it that just show more detail like that. You could pretend it's being repaired, you could pretend that it's been attacked, but they look really cool. They're easy to clip in and they're easy to clip out, but they will not fall out, don't get me wrong, they are very secure. So the panel at the front is another one of those panels, just like on the other side. We have an opening side door here. I'll turn this way so you can see what I'm doing. We have a door right here that opens down, and you can see these awesome sections right here. So that allows us to see inside a little bit. If I just go ahead and push it from the inside, we have an entire section right here, which we also already have some stuff inside this thing, some backpacks and other bits of detailing. But if I put that bit of the ship down, here now you can see, I have essentially taken off the entire side of the ship. So we got a door open, we got all this open. You can actually open up this rear section here, which feels so good, and you can see those extending there as well. Really, really great access. Also here at the back of the ship, we can take this top section off, and we can then also take another section off the center there as well, and inside that we have some cannons. There we go. Extend upwards, and they can rotate there as well. Bring that a little closer so you can see those cannons right there on the back of the ship. And then also on the top of the ship, here we have the escape pod. So we can take off this entire top section. There we go, that didn't really feel great, but there we are. We have that huge piece of plastic on the top. And then we can release the escape pod right here. You can see the jets on there. Down, yeah, okay, so you've got a little bit on the bottom here. Go ahead and push that to unlock it, and it will open up like a clamshell. So you can put your figure in there and close it up. This is not a window, it is just black, so you're not actually going to see the figure inside without all that stuff on. So you can actually take quite a lot of panels and parts off of this ship and really go for a very battle damaged kind of look. So just to show you a bit better on these, you can see the 3 panels that you can take off that are on the side there, and then you've got the stand, the cannons. We have the cockpit, which we're going to be looking at as well. It's all really nicely labeled, bright red, for all the different things that can come off, so it's very, very easy to see what is inside. And this is probably the next sheet that I'll be using. I won't put everything in right now. I'll show you everything that it does have, but you can see inside that kind of closet section all the guns going in there. This different color piece on the top, if we press this, whew, allows us to lift the entire top section off, and there's what's rattling around in there. It's basically the hangers for these guys, which I'll show you a little bit closer up in a second. So now we have great access inside. Although this is a beast and you can definitely fit your hands in there and everything, you can't see anything, so you definitely need to have that off to be able to do anything inside. So in here in the back, we've got access obviously to the cockpit and stuff. We have lots of other apparatus in there. On the right here we have some netting on the wall, which you can put stuff on or behind, or you can completely take that netting off if you really wanna. If I open up this door here, right in there, that's where you can see is the cupboard where you can put all the guns and stuff. And here, I don't know where would be the best place to look, so you have this flap that I'm opening up, and that's where you can put one of your carbon freezing buddies. And then the last big thing to look at on the outside of this ship is the cockpit, which simply comes off like that. Some nice translucent plastic. And inside we have 3 seats. Do any of these levers move? Nope, the levers don't move, but we have plenty of space in there for 3 vintage collection figures and a Grogu that can go pretty much anywhere. Some really nice detail. And by the way, I know you can't see everything with me doing a review like this. Obviously, this thing is way too big for my desk. I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures of this thing and periodically uploading them to my Instagram page, so stay tuned to that after this video goes up and take a look at that. So here is the base for the thing, which we saw before, but now it has the clear section added to it, and as you can see, it's going to be on an angle there. And then we have the Mandalorian figure himself. Let's go ahead and get him out of this little package. Now, I don't have a vintage collection size, 3 3/4 inch size Mando myself already, so I won't have already seen this. So let's grab his little jetpack out. That's really cool. He has a really nice little cloak on him. Let's do size comparison. Yeah, so he stands just about 4 inches tall. Looking really nice and shiny there. With his awesome tattered cloak. His jetpack, which we can put on his back right there. Which isn't quite as shiny as he is. Articulation-wise, the head moves up and down, left and right and side to side. It's on a nice ball joint. The arms can come out to the side, a little bit hindered from the armor pieces there. We have a single jointed elbow and hinge. We can, I think, just rotate at the wrist, or are they on ball joints? I think they might be on little ball joints right there. Then we have a ball-jointed torso articulation, which obviously can also pivot there side to side and twist side to side, so that's quite nice. We have the holster there for his gun. At the hips, they're on pivot hinges right there, so they move up and around. Then we've got a rotation at the upper part of the thigh. They can obviously move out. We have single jointed knees that actually move quite far, and a rotation there as well. And then we have the hinge and rotation down there at the feet. So he's quite an articulated little guy, especially because of all of his armor. And look at that sass that he's given us. Look at that sass. Right. Set him to one side. Now here we have these two unfortunate, very sleepy souls, which clearly did not want to go to sleep at the time that they were frozen in carbonite. You can see the sections there that are going to attach to those hooks within the ship, which again, if you want to take a look at those, I'll be doing lots of pictures of this thing on my Instagram, but there we have those guys too. And now we have this bag of bits. Here we go then. We have a little basket, little canister thing that Baby Yoda can sit in. A green bag, which are the same thing, just painted differently. We have this green thing. We have this brown thing. We have another bag. We have another bag. I can't quite remember now, but I know that that is obviously a magazine for one of the weapons. I just can't remember which one or where it goes, or even if it's meant to, because it might meant to actually come separately in this set because he's got a spare magazine. But we have that. We have this larger... You know what? I'm just going to bring this down to the desk and hope that it stops focusing on things really far away. Right, here we have this larger rifle, the Stormtrooper blaster. What was that, an E11? That's cool. We have a pistol, a pistol, a pistol, a pistol. A submachine gun thing. Another submachine gun looking thing. We have a pistol. Another little stubby pistol, which looks like a flare. We have another little pistol. This bigger rifle. This awesome looking rifle. Another pistol. Another pistol, which looks very similar to the DL-44. Han Solo's blaster. And another pistol. Then we have 3 little thermal detonators, or what I assume are thermal detonators. Let's have a look. Yep, that is definitely a thermal detonator. Strange plastic to have done them in. I probably would have preferred it actually to have a darker plastic on them. Indeed, that loose magazine is actually meant to just be stored on its own. It is not actually meant to be connected to one of the guns, so it's not broke or anything. That's no problem. It's just the way that it's meant to be. But as you can see, it doesn't come with the Mandalorian's larger blaster. You're obviously not going to get a Darksaber or anything with this. If you want any of that kind of stuff, obviously go ahead and buy yourself separate 3 3/4 inch vintage collection Mandalorian stuff. And there is the ship on the stand in my review station, which is very clearly too big for it. Literally just sits right on top. There is a tab that goes into the ship as well, but it is just sitting on that stand. It's not like a proper hardcore connection, so you can take it off of that whenever you need to. Let's go ahead and try and get my tripod down and situated here. So guys, here it is. The Haslab Razor Crest. You've seen most of what it can do. Obviously, more of the close-up pictures of all the open panels, all the interior, The figures sitting inside the front of the ship there as well. The other connections, like this video would just go on forever and you wouldn't be really able to see a whole lot, so it's going to be much better if I take some close-up pictures. I'm actually seeing another panel there that can come off this ship just as we're talking. Like, there's just so many of these things. What's this one do? Ooh, there we go. So that panel just came off of that section right there as I just knock other things down with the ship. There's just so much included in this thing. Is it worth the price in terms of other action figures and stuff? Yes, it 100% is. Am I happy with it? Yes, I am blown away. This thing is incredible. But again, because of its sheer size and weight, it's not going to be for everyone in their collection. In fact, let's do a size of this, because I haven't actually looked at that. So, roughly, from the front of the cannons to the back of the ship, it is about 33 inches. And then the girth of this thing is about 20 inches. And now for the ship. No, it's unreal. This thing is huge. It's heavy. In fact, I love the colouring that they've put on the engines as there as well. The heating effect, the bluing effect, that is really cool. It's epic. Like I say, I'm going to take more pictures of everything. They're not going to be coming up as soon as this video goes live, but I'll get them up as soon as I can for you guys, because there's going to be a lot to take pictures of and get up. I'll post what I can just to let everyone know that the video's live, and then we'll take more in-depth looks over the next week. This thing is fantastic. I can't really recommend it because you can't really get it. If you want to pay for it on the secondary market, hopefully this video has shown you just how awesome this thing is, and hopefully has helped you decide if you want to pick it up or not. It is going to be a hell of a lot of money. It's going to be at least double what this thing was actually released for, which does definitely suck, but if you guys want it, it's the only way to get it. It's going to be a rare piece now. I definitely think that you should, if you've got the money for it, and if you really, really want it. It looks so realistic, I feel like it's going to just fly out of my hands, and I hope it would, because I don't know how I'm going to get out of this room, because I've got the polystyrene, the two big boxes, this thing, and packing, and other things that it's knocked off whilst I was making this video. But yeah, absolutely awesome. I'm so happy that this thing was made, and I'm so happy that it wasn't blown up before they went through this process and thought, you know what, we won't do it anymore. So I'm very happy with this thing. Thank you for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you want to see more from me, there's some videos on the screen right now, and links in my social media to pictures of everything else in my collection, and a ton of pictures from this. Like I said, they won't be up right this second when you see this video. They will be coming in the next few days after, but stay tuned for that. And as always, go ahead and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.